footsteps, and I hear dude in a white shirt and a fitted hat. Then it said, boom! Shadow dude. And we're back. Welcome back to the channel, brought to you by me, Nostalgia the Pisces, aka Autumn. I'm doing something a little different in this story. This is going to be a story time about how I didn't know I grew up in the hood. I lived in the hood. I didn't know it until years later. So let's get into it. Yeah, man, what can I say? I'm currently 21 years old. And I grew up in the hood. I didn't know it until I was about 16 years old. Well, this wasn't really like your typical hood. Where drive-bys and jumpings and selling drugs on a day-to-day basis. I mean, maybe they were, but I was never around it. I maybe heard a couple stories about it, but that's it at most. I watched a lot of TV growing up, and I didn't think anything. I didn't think where I lived was the hood. I mean, I knew it wasn't the best spot, and I knew it wasn't the best area in my city, but I just didn't know. You know what I mean? I'm used to seeing like shit on TV, but not in real life. If that makes sense. Okay, now my hood, it was called Lincoln Park. Lincoln, it's a typical hood. Every hood has a school or a park. In my case, we had both. We had Lincoln Park, and the hood school was called Fred Douglass Elementary. I went to both. Well, I grew up next to the park, but I went to Fred Douglass up until like 4th grade. Bunch of hood kids, I was around them, but I couldn't like be around them, if that makes sense. I was a shelter kid growing up. I mean, there's like maybe like a couple kids I was cool with outside of school, but that's it at most. I mean, maybe I'll go to their house or my house, or we meet up at the park. But the park, our park it didn't have much stuff. Maybe it had like a couple steps, slide, and some old raggedy swings. But next to it was a tennis court we would go play on. But it was some shit. It was some bullshit. But we made it work. And we did our kid shit. We walk around and do stuff we're not supposed to do, and occasionally we have dogs chase us down back home. Typical shit. What else we do? We play hide and seek, nigga knocking, the essential hood games. I mean, that was the most I ever did, because a lot of times I spent at home or in the house. Most I do is play like in my outside the yard, and people would come over, and that would be it. So most of my childhood was like in the crib, watching TV, playing the game, whatever. That was my life up until I was about 16. Now fast forward some years later, I am 16 years old. What am I doing? I'm fresh out of school. I'm sitting outside my house, my aunt's house, waiting for the first church van. I used to go to this little kid ministry all the time, and they would come get us. And I would sit outside using church Wi-Fi, because we had no Wi-Fi in the house, chilling on the phone, waiting for them to come get me. Okay, and where I live at is a bunch of like loops and hills and woods. It's the South. I live in Texas, by the way. I'll turn to my left. I see some like 2 cars. It was like a whole bunch of dudes outside arguing and talking and stuff. This is normal at this point. I'm starting thinking of it. I'm minding my own business outside my aunt's house. They arguing, and next thing you know, it gets louder and louder. And the next thing you know, I hear like little footsteps, and I hear dude in a white shirt and a fitted hat. Then it said, boom! Shadow dude. And the guy that was running, he just falls down the back of this lady's house. The lady's house this happened at, that's actually my cousin. And she wasn't home at the time, so she not gonna know any of this. He goes down, and he falls down to the ground, face down, and everybody who was there, who watched it, they got in their cars and they left. Now, mind you, I just saw the whole thing. I'm spooked, but I didn't move. Then next thing you know, all the cars, they start driving down to where I was at. And now I'm thinking like maybe they thought that I saw the whole thing I'm gonna tell. I ran into the house fast as shit. I was Usain Bolt before Usain Bolt was popular type shit. I don't know. So yeah, I go in the house. I'm breathing hard because I'm scared. And I told my brother and my grandmother what happened. My grandmother, she's making a big deal out of it. I don't know what my mother was. I can't remember. My brother was like, stay in the house or whatever, trying to calm me down and shit. I stayed in the house for maybe 15, 20 minutes. Now I'm still waiting for a church van to come. They haven't came yet, so some told me to go back outside. I don't know why I did this for. I'm stupid. I'll go outside. Maybe 5 minutes later, here they come. And by now, by the time they come, the police are outside at the scene with yellow tape, yellow tape. And don't cross tape, all this shit. I'm scared. So when I get to the van, everybody asks me, what happened. This is all kids. This is a whole bunch of girls in the van. I tell them what happened and stuff, and they're like, "Oh my God, you alright?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm fine, I'm fine." And that was it from there. People kept asking about it and stuff, but I just told them I guess all do get shot. That was it. I don't know those people at all. So, that happened on a Wednesday evening. That Thursday morning, I get to school. People are rushing me into the cafeteria, and I rushing me, coming up to me, asking me, "Hey, you saw Hammer get shot?" I'm like, "Who the fuck is Hammer?" They was like, the dude who got shot yesterday on Skyline. I'm like, yeah, I guess. I don't know who he is. I said that. The next thing you know, a whole bunch of kids kept rushing up to me asking me about it. "Oh, you saw him get shot? Whoop whoop told me you saw him get shot." So I was like, yeah, okay, yeah. I saw him get shot, so what? So come to find out it was one of the girls. One of the girls I was going to church with, they told a whole bunch of people, like the more popular kids, that I saw an old boy get shot. And it went around the whole school. Now, when I was in school, I was known as the quiet girl, the lame girl. I don't bother anybody. Not too many people know too much about me, but I was somewhat cool. I was like the introverted extrovert, if that makes sense. People knew me, but they didn't know me. So yeah, I get the first period. I felt first period in health class. I'm sitting there, minding my own business, and one of the is an older girl. I'll go to church with her sister, her younger sister, and she asked me, was I okay? I said, yeah, I'm fine. And then a couple of kids started talking. They were like, "I can't believe you saw that. You live in the hood? That's Skyline. That's the hood. I can't go there." And mind you, these are athletes talking. You know how athletes are. They talk all this shit, and then when they get out of high school, they ditch the whole sports career to be in the streets. So I'm looking at them like, what you know about the hood? You don't stay nowhere near it. You live down the street from school. That's crazy, right? So then so all day at school, everybody just kept asking me about it. I'm like, yeah, I saw him. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he's alive or not. It started getting on my nerves, and then after it's okay. So after that happened, a couple days went by and stuff. The weekend passed. Now it's Monday. People started looking at me different. The same people I was like cordial with, I'm gonna say that, they started acting different towards me. Talking about they make jokes to me, talking about oh, don't mess with Autumn. She from the hood. She'll beat your ass. She'll kill your ass. Some shit like that. Now, mind you, I'm doing this quote unquote hood stuff. So I'm somewhat confused. I'm like, the hood. I don't stay in the hood. So then one day I'm in art class. I'm talking to my friend at the time, who's a boy. I'm telling him all this stuff going on. Now this boy, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about this boy. This boy, he's staying in the projects. That's pretty much just like a hill, a big hill, and a highway away from where I live at. Yeah, I can't put it together, but use your head. I talked to him about it and stuff. He was like, "Autumn, you don't know where you live at?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know where I live. I live so and so." Because this boy, he was friends with my brother at the time, my little brother. So he knew where I lived at. And then I'm talking to him like, "Why about you saying I live in the hood?" And then he was like, "Autumn, you do live in the hood." I'm like, "No, I don't." He's like, "Yes, you do." He was like, "Autumn, take a look at your surroundings. Every house every house around your area you live at is run down, damn near at least." I'm like, "Okay, I mean it's not the best neighborhood in the city, but that don't mean nothing." He just looked at me like I was crazy. He's like, "Autumn, why does almost every all your roads have potholes in it?" I'm like, "I don't know. The city is trash." And then so by now he's starting to get upset. And then this is what someone broke the ice for me. He was like, Autumn, that same spot where that shooting went down, that was a blessed territory. I'm being naive still. I'm like, what? He like, yes, that's a blessed territory. Oh, blessed that shot his ass, Autumn. Now, I'm not saying anything. I'm more like shocked and spooked. Everything's starting to make sense to me now. Everybody I live around or is poor. Everybody in that neighborhood is poor, if not middle class. We don't have a lot of like nice stuff in the area. It's worn down, raggedy, and old. So I'm trying to put two and two together. I'm like, oh shit, I do. I mean, I seen a couple of drug. I knew a couple of drug dealers. Well, it was sold drugs in the area, but I don't know. I was sheltered. I knew some stuff, but I didn't. If that makes sense. So in that whole art period, we spent the whole time, me and him spent the whole time talking about hood politics and hood shit. I didn't realize that I was in the middle of. Because Lincoln Park is like right in the middle, it's like the heart of it, and I live like just like run the corner from it. So a lot of stuff that went down, I never knew about until, I seen old boy get shot. So all this is just like a culture shock for me. So yeah, so basically this all happened in my sophomore year in high school, and for the rest of that year, I was known as the hood girl. I don't know what for. I mean, I didn't do it. I wasn't like that, but everybody just kept calling me that. Just started treating me different. I didn't like that shit, and I mean everybody from teachers, other kids, athletes, even the goth kids treated me different. It got to where I didn't want to go to school at all. I mean, and I hated school, but this was broke the straw in the camel's back. Okay, so fast forward a couple months later, I'm a junior in high school. I'm not in my regular high school anymore by now. I'm in an alternative school, and I signed up for a program so I can graduate early. Like I said earlier, I'm 16 years old. I'm still a young kid. Everybody else there is now like between 17 to like about 20 years old. So I'm one of the youngest kids there. I'm there, mind my own business, and I see a couple kids I went to school with when this happened. They whispering. I see a couple kids whispering to other kids, telling them, I guess, talking about me, whatever. You can tell when somebody talking about you. They look at you while they're talking. You know how it go. I'm not really thinking anything of it. Because a lot of those kids who was there, well, I couldn't really say them kids. They already were parents. And I'm just there, minding my own business and shit. So, that's just whatever. It's old anyway. People are still talking about it. Okay, so a couple of days go by. This is like the first week of school. I'm at lunch, minding my own business. I don't fuck with nobody like that. I literally was on my phone. And then this older kid, he was like, hey, have I seen you somewhere? I'm like, no. Maybe at regular school, but otherwise, no. You like, yeah, I have seen you somewhere before. You sit outside that White House, and we still Wi-Fi from the church. I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't know this person. I mind my own business. I don't know this person whatsoever. And plus, that's my family's church. So technically, I'm not stealing it. I'm stealing the Wi-Fi. So why I answer to you, all people, anyway? And also, he was one of those popular kids that everybody liked or whatever. So they pretty much listened to him. Yeah, I don't know. And then so basically, all that hood girl stuff, it transferred over to that school. So people were still not treating me different, but like acting funny towards me as if I'm like this badass, whatever, hard nigga, and I'm not. So that pretty much that kind of went over everybody's head, cause I wasn't there in that program long, cause I graduated early. So then, like fast forward like a year or so later, I started working. Cause I graduated when I was 16, but I couldn't actually like get a job till I was about like 18. So this is like 2019 by now. I started working. A couple people I like those customers and people I knew from around the way. They started like they talk to me, speak to me, and a lot of times the job I worked at down the street from my house, so it's still like pretty much like hood based. They'll yell and they're loud. I'm not a loud person like that, but they are, and they'll talk and start like telling me like where I'm from and everything. As like quite pretty much like talking about like stuff that goes on there. I'm like, I don't know, and so on. So basically, it's like trying to get him out the store. And the customer started acting funny towards me. I'm like, you don't even know me, son. Like the fuck. I mean, this may sound exaggerated, but it's the truth. It got to where I didn't want to work there anymore, and I was down bad. Cause when I was fresh out of high school, I didn't have shit. Even when I was still underage, my mother wasn't really doing anything for me like that. So I was just shit broke, down the fuck bad. So I started getting the job, so I started building my shit back up. Well, start getting stuff, and I couldn't even do that in peace because people were still treating me different, acting funny towards me, even strangers I didn't even know, and I hated that shit, dog. I hated it. So then, through time, I just have to accept the fact that I'm from where I'm from. I mean, I made attempts to move out before, but they didn't work out. So currently, I'm still here. I'm still here in this neighborhood. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not bad at all in my opinion, because I don't fuck with nobody around here. But it's just the fact that people they figure out where I'm from and start treating me different. So by now, I don't care anymore. I'm 21 years old and I'm on my shit. I walk to work all the time and I don't have a lot. And I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there so I can get my family out this hood. Break generational curses because my family, we have a bunch of those, and I want to break them. So at this point, I don't really care what people think of me. I didn't back then, but now I just don't give a damn at all. I'll just say it to my face. I mean, so yeah, this was like my coming to age hood story type shit. I mean, I didn't really feel like just saying this like face to face to the camera, so I started playing. So I played San Andreas to give it give it the hood effect. This is a game that stayed in rotation all through my life, and it still does to this day. I mean, so if you fuck with the story time, or if you made it this far at least, give it a thumbs up and comment what you think of it. And should I keep doing more of these? Alright, so thank you. Have a blessed day. One love. Peace.